Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Touching Tips Dead Friends podcast. I'm Cobin Millage. This is Pete Carson. On this episode,
Hello.
Yeah, we filmed this episode 3 or 4 weeks ago, which it's a really fun one. We talk with our guest John O'Keefe about some really fun stuff, but unfortunately, I hate that we have to be the ones to announce this, but John, unfortunately, he passed away.
It's very sad.
2 days ago. So this is his legacy, actually. This is the final podcast episode he will make. Because the story's been a bit hazy about how he died. Did you hear anything?
Heard he sat on a chair, tied a belt to his neck, and had a bunch of sleeping pills in his system. But it might have been an accident. We don't know.
Yeah. Well, I also heard that it was like the fizzy belts. It was like the candy ones. I'm not fully sure about the logistics of how that happened. Because I know he was trying to get healthy, but having candy brought into his life like that doesn't seem like it makes a lot of sense.
Or maybe he went back to his old school and he got the belt from his head teacher, and it was so traumatic that he had a heart attack.
Yeah, the rumors are rife with this one.
But he was a great guy, and we loved doing comedy with him. We loved having him on the podcast. Mm-hmm. So I hope you enjoy this episode.
Yeah. Just before we start the episode, we've got some stuff to plug. Me and Pete, we're doing another show. Touching Tips is back for another year. Not at the Fringe yet. We're starting at the Glasgow Comedy Festival. The show title this year is Touching Tips with Friends Trying Something New for the First Time. We don't know what we're going to do for it yet, but it's on March 14th. I think it's 9 p.m. Come along.
All news to me.
Yeah. Pete did none of the planning. This is all me. He doesn't even want to do it, but we're the ones doing it. But either way, come along, say our shows. I have a solo show as well. That has not been announced yet, but we'll get there. But this is our episode with John O'Keefe, and we'd just like to very quickly say, rest in peace, John.
Enjoy. Hey, I'm a pretty little girl.
Nice, that'll do. Again, welcome back to our podcast where we talk to our friends. We have a friend in today, don't we, Pete?
Yes, we do.
Who's our friend? Who's our friend?
We have the wonderful John O'Keefe.
John O'Keefe, ladies and gentlemen. Yes.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, thank you. The studio audience was not stoked to see us, so they were silent. How are you doing, John?
Great now, well rested.
Well rested,
Yeah,
thank you.
good.
John is staying in our home.
This is my room, technically.
We're technically in his room. He was in my room the other night. I was over.
Very kinky.
Yeah, I wasn't there. Well, also, yeah, because I got back.
You were in my spirits.
Yeah.
You were there.
Because you were supposed to be on the couch, and then
I
was gone. And then when I came back, I walked into my room, and there's a blanket there that I'd never seen before.
And it comes then, you didn't notice
that. It blended in with all of the other ones, to be fair, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
But my first thought was, John slept here. And I was like, that's not a big deal. But then I was like, I wonder if John was the only person who slept here.
I was the only person who slept
I believed in you.
Yeah, I didn't believe in myself. That was the issue. By the way, I feel like we should mention, I know you know this, Pete, that Cobin's room is a shrine to Cobin. It's quite the you can kind of see it here. I don't know, I'm sure you can.
This is for the podcast. There's reason for this.
This is podcast decor. First time I saw it, I felt it was something out of 1 hour photo. It was a very serial killer vibes. It's like somebody who's obsessed with me or Cobin lives here.
Just one of us, but they can't.
They have limited material, so they just have these posters.
If one of these goes missing, I didn't take it.
Yeah, I want you to know, we have thousands of these still. You can have as many as you want. John can have his own shrine to us.
Well, I saw Cobin's room is a shrine to himself. I feel like, not intentionally, it's all your posters, but all your posters are like, I am Cobin Millage, go fuck yourself, it's Cobin, Cobin's the man.
Oh yeah, that show.
Do you have Hell Yeah? It's Cobin
yeah,
fucking Millage.
Yeah. That was from my improvised show I did. The title of the show is Big Fucking Cobin Fucking Millage Fucking Hell Yeah. It's Cobin the show.
That's the one that made me laugh, because as you're lying on the bed, that's the one that's just immediately looking at you.
Yeah. The other ones are faced the other way, so I don't see them at all when I.
You told me earlier that like one of the women you brought in there, because you've had sex in there
once,
was like, you really like yourself.
Yeah, which is
hilarious.
It's a hard stance to have. because she's just like.
You could be like, yes, I self-love, baby. That's
but she was like, you could have like photos.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah.
But I paid for these already.
Yes. Oh, I mean, last fringe, I fucking halfway through the run, my show poster, which I walked by every single day on the way to work and on the way to the gigs, it just disappeared halfway through the fringe. And I was like, well, it probably wasn't pulling many tickets in anyways. But I was like, I wanted to keep it though, so I had to buy an entirely new one that they put up in the same place. And then every day I walked by it, just being like, who the fuck is going to take it today? I just kept walking up and just like every day I'd walk up and go like, there it is. It's still there. And then at the end of the run, I brought it home and I put it on my wall, and I was like, I was really unhappy with that show this year. Like it was so stressful for no fucking reason. But now I have a poster that makes me look like a psychopath.
The grass poster?
Yeah.
Right. Did you design was the one that was stolen?
Did you design that?
Yeah.
I helped design. I didn't take the photo, but I did some Photoshoppy stuff.
Yeah.
He put it together. I had someone else take the photo. I was in it, and then I went, Pete, here's this stuff, and then he had a tough time.
There was grass involved, I understand.
Yeah.
Now, how did you source the grass for your picture?
So the weird thing is like for the picture, the grass is only like this far around me. Like I'm in it, but the grass doesn't stretch all that way around.
It's unbelievable grass, though.
Yeah.
Aren't you on the mound? Where is
the show? So I'm on the mound in Edinburgh. We're in Edinburgh. So dox ourselves. Street. Who gives a fuck?
Please don't.
But it's just walking on the mound on the way up. It's just like a little hill of grass. Because like my original idea.
Do you have to jump the gate to get on?
No, it's right behind the museum.
You can just chill there?
Yeah. You just walk around the building.
I don't think I've ever sat there.
No one ever does, because you got to walk like to the front of the wanky museum and through the parking lot. But I just
okay.
Yeah, I was just right there. The original idea was to go halfway up send other people halfway up Arthur's seat, because there's a big field beside it, and then just take a photo really far away of me. But then I asked my friend to do it, and she was like, I'm not going up Arthur's seat. I was like,
let's find any mound of grass.
Yeah, so I tracked that down. But then, there's like not that much grass around me, and then Pete just photoshopped the hell out of it, made it big.
Ironically, it was... Like that's where the poster was, right? On the mound.
Yeah, it was on the mound.
And so it was all located there.
Yeah.
And then it got nicked.
And I got fucking taken. But I don't know who could have taken it. I don't know who. Never walked.
Somebody who's a super fan. Somebody who would have this layout.
John O'Keefe.
Yeah.
You stole it.
I sure did.
Yeah, but I don't know. It was just such a weird thing to walk by, and like all of the other ones were fine.
Yeah.
So it was like someone
looked at that and was like, this prick doesn't need this right here, right now.
And I think best case scenario is it was torn down by someone who didn't like the show.
Maybe.
Did you get any audience reviews? We're just like, I hate him. I've stolen his poster.
No, man. That would have answered some questions. I only got like 4 audience reviews this year, and they were all just like,
keep it up. Were you asking for reviews?
I did at the end of some shows, and I put it on like Instagram and shit. But like,
because sometimes I like see people who are just like, oh, so great to get my 30th audience review, and I'm just like, these all seem like too positive.
Well, I mean,
I feel like some of them must be fake.
Possibly. It's hard. I mean, you never know what people do. People do mad shit trying to get ahead, quote unquote. But I think if you do ask every single show, the people who will leave them are probably the ones who are going to be like, you know what, it was actually a lot of fun, you know.
Yeah.
One of the ones this year that I saw was like the show started, but I'm like, don't even start with that. The show, even though the show started kind of slow, I was like, don't give me any, just you're amazing, you're the next Richard Pryor, whatever. I'm not black, but that's not important. You know what I mean? Just glaze me. Yeah. This is all only glazing allowed. Yeah. I don't want any constructive feedback, just only glazing.
Yeah,
otherwise, don't bother.
Yeah, no, I need you to tell me that it was the best show you've ever seen, and if it was actually
the
best show you've ever seen, you need to see more shows. Yeah, right. Like
the word genius should be dropped in liberally.
Genius.
Yeah. There was a reviewer I know named Matthew, and I'm not gonna say who he was with just in case, but like I'm on like friendly terms with him. And we were chatting, like he posted something on his Instagram about the worst show he saw, and I was like, what was it? And he told me the show, I can't remember what it was called, but he sent me a link to his audience review that he left, and it was fucking scathing. But the best bit is he's like a professional reviewer, so it was scathing, but it was very, very well written.
Right.
Imagine being on the tail end of that. Like if you get a review where they're just like, this guy's not funny, I didn't enjoy it. You're just like, okay, fine, they didn't like it.
And that's anonymous for that person, is it?
Yeah, some of them can be anonymous.
Oh, right, okay.
Did you get any reviews this year?
Yeah, a few.
You got some good reviews.
No, so like actual reviews, not audience reviews?
Yeah, reviews.
Yeah, I got one, and it was a 3. And
I thought you got a 1. I was like,
no, I didn't get a 1. I would have loved...
That would have actually been amazing. Because you always can't take that seriously. Because they're just like, what was wrong with this person that they give me a 1 star? Like even though showing up should be 2 stars. Like you know what I mean?
I think I saw. I used to do some stuff for the Wii Review, and I think is it Mark Silcox?
Yeah.
Is that the guy's name? They infamously, I think the year I was reviewing for them, they gave him a no-star review.
What?
Yeah.
And
that's cunty.
They gave him a no-star review at the start of the Fringe, and then I think the same reviewer came back after a bit of like outcry because people were like, this is like beyond insulting.
Please say
you didn't even give him a 1.
Yeah.
You made a point to give him a no-star review. I think he came back and Mark Silcox had kind of restructured the show based on the review. And I think he maybe then gave him a 2, and he was like, "That's the best I can give you."
Jesus,
that 2, and it was like I'd never seen such brutal like reviewing.
That's cruel.
And it was like it must have affected Mark to the point where his show was constantly changing throughout the festival.
I wonder does that make him a better comedian or a worse comedian because he's so worried about what one person thinks about his show that he's going to rework the whole thing.
I think it depends on like what the criticism is. Like if someone's like it's not funny, you're not going to be like, okay, well I'm scrapping everything. But I got.
What was his name again?
What?
Mark Silcox?
Yeah, Mark Silcox.
Imagine if it was like he should kill himself. He shouldn't even quit comedy. He should end it all.
I'd do it. Yeah. But halfway through the Fringe, I didn't get a review, but I got a write-up from the Edinburgh Laughter Bulletin from a guy.
Bobby Carroll.
Bobby Carroll's great, but he did a write-up.
Yeah.
And he did a full write-up on the show, but like halfway through, he was like in the review, it says like, it's more thoughtful this year. It's more spoken word than stand-up. And I read that and I was like, I need to change this show.
Shit.
Yeah, because early on I wanted the show to have like a
narrative kind of thing.
Yeah, last year I really got into Mike Birbiglia, and I was like, oh, if he
I can see that for you. I can see that for you.
Oh, I was hoping for it. And then during Fringe, I was like, what am I fucking doing? I'm an idiot. This doesn't make... So then, halfway through the run, I just, like, all the, like, touching, heartfelt stuff that I thought would be interesting, I just went, fuck it. And I scrapped all of it. And the first day I scrapped all of it, I ran like the shortest show I've ever had in my life, which is like still 52 minutes.
Yeah.
But
that's you coming in short.
Yeah. I'm like, it's a 50-minute show. I'm crossing an hour every time because I just lose track of time. But I just scrapped all of it, and without changing any of the other stuff, the show immediately got better. And that's when I really had to like sit back and be like, oh, no one gives a fuck about me.
Yeah.
In like a very positive way, because the show, the original thing, was like the weird through line that I tried to shoehorn in was the fact that when I was living in Canada, I had 3 girlfriends who they didn't know each other. Juggling. I had 3 girlfriends. All of them were like, "Why are so many posters on your wall?" And I was like, "Shut up, no more questions." But while I was dating them, 3 girlfriends in a row moved to Edinburgh while they were dating me. And then eventually I was like,
player alert.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's not right, but then
dropping it in.
Yeah.
But did that give you the inspiration? I think we've talked about this before, and it was like, oh, it's a crazy coincidence. But then you followed them.
Well, that's the thing is like I had planned to move to London to do comedy, but I couldn't fucking afford London, so I was like, okay, I'll move wherever I find housing first, and just looked all the way through the UK.
Yeah.
The only place I found housing was fucking here. So I was like, oh, I'm going to move here. My friends are like, it's a prophecy.
Yeah.
It's a prophecy. Like, you have to move here. And I was like, oh my God, maybe it is. And I moved here. Comedy took off. I was like, this is class. I'm having a great time. Started dating a girl. Not long after we started dating, she was like, guess what? I'm moving to Canada.
I thought for a second you were like, she's pregnant. I really thought it was going pregnity route.
Yeah,
and there was going to be a story about an abortion and the whole
year's
thing.
Show, maybe.
Yeah. Fucking, but yeah, she fucking, I was dating her, and then she's like, oh, I'm moving to Canada. And I was like, okay, that sucks. And then it occurred to me that all the girls that I dated who'd moved here, again, independently, I haven't seen any of them since they moved here, but I moved here, and one day I was like, I wonder where they are, and I checked in on all three of them, and they'd all since moved back.
Yeah.
So then I thought there was something funny about wherever I go, girls go to literally the opposite side of the planet to get away from me, and crowds felt bad for me.
Oh yeah.
And I'd tell them, and there was like, I'm like, here's the joke I have, and I'd make a joke, and they'd just be like, oh.
There's nothing worse than a punchline where you're like, it's gonna kill, and the entire crowd goes, "Aww!"
Or even just two of them. It's just two ladies. It's always ladies. Two ladies in the crowd, and then it's just like, well, I'm fucked now. In fact, the entire set is compromised now.
I think
because now every joke they're like, can I laugh because two women think this is sad?
Yeah,
you don't. Yeah. It's high. I don't even know where you go from there.
I usually lecture the women. I usually do.
Yeah.
I just go, don't feel sorry for me, and then. Sometimes that goes even worse, but it depends on my humor. Like if I'm light, I think if you're lighthearted, you can kind of pull anything off.
Sure, yeah.
But you don't want a series of groans.
My issue is chastising them like they've wronged me or something.
Yeah, and you're kind of a burly fellow. Like you could intimidate a you're a very nice man. You're a very sweet man, but they might know that.
If I stage dived any audience member, they would probably be in hospital.
Yeah.
I think the other week I was hosting a gig and. Just as a bit of crowd work, I think I just as a transitional line, I said, "Don't worry, I hate myself," and the entire room went, "Oh," because I think they believed it so much, and I just quickly just went like, "Where are you from?" Like, I could.
It's just aggressive crowd work.
It was like that encapsulated maybe 2 seconds. I was just like trying to get rid of that feeling as soon as it happened. I was like, stop doing that.
Yeah, you're like the captain of the Titanic about to hit the iceberg, just spinning the wheel in fucking circles as much as he can. Yeah. I sometimes end sets that have gone okay by just going, well, I had fun.
Yeah.
And sometimes you say that and they laugh because they get the joke. But then I've said, well, I had fun, and people have been like, well, at least one of us did.
Yeah,
it's like, fuck off. Leave me alone.
Sometimes there's nothing you can do at the end. You just, the set's bad. You just go, you're just like, thanks, you were great, which is a lie, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever, like, say anything below this is great. I think I know loads of people who, like, even have good sets and they're like, well, you were here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, now I feel bad for everybody. I feel like, but like, it was like, I feel like.
I just try and get off without making it too much more. Just like, thanks guys, you were great. Yeah. Said in a way that probably implies that I didn't have fun, but who cares?
I remember seeing a comic we know, and it was the crowd was not giving anything. They were the opening act, and they were like a very well-established comedian, and they just very slowly were like, "You have been nice, but you're also very quiet," and I don't know how the rest of the show is going to go, but he was trying to get them to fucking just like wake up. It was Vlad, I think.
Oh, Vlad.
It was Vlad.
Fucking yes. I think it was Vlad.
Do I?
I think.
Oh man.
Oh, Vlad.
Vlad Mattel.
You've been gigging with him.
Yeah. Of course, he's amazing.
I think it was Vlad in the Monkey Barrel was just like, he'd done a set and he was just like, you guys have to try and wake up for the next act, because like it was a Saturday night.
He's a great act. Like,
he's fantastic.
He's a killer.
But it was him basically addressing the low energy that had been kind of in the room.
And he wasn't like, I guess he wasn't, you've seen him, right? He wasn't off, like he wasn't, I mean, it didn't look like he was in his head.
He didn't even have it wasn't a bad set or nothing. It was like the host was not getting anything, and then he went on, and then it was kind of like, he was like, if the night is meant to continue, it can't be like this. And I think the audience kind of got the hint.
Yeah, but like, sometimes you can be, I've got on stage where I'm sure I'm actually having a great time. And the crowd aren't enjoying it, and I'm still having fun with it. So like, I know that I don't think it's coming from my end that because I'm not even uncomfortable. I'm not even in my head. Maybe it's a short set. Maybe there's no consequences. But then I get off stage and I'm like, it's interesting because I know I was having fun up there. Even when I was bombing, I was enjoying it. And it's still funny how that's not translating to the crowd, because I know what it's like to fucking bomb and feel like it happened to me last night at the Beehive. Lad got up and walked out during the middle of one of my bits, and then he came back during the middle of another bit, so he'd fucked up 2 bits, and then I tried to do a bit of crowd work with him, and he couldn't understand me, and I couldn't understand, and I couldn't make any of it funny because I don't know why. And then the second that happened, the set had been going great up to that point, and then it just went down like 3 levels to just titters. And then I eventually got him back for the last joke.
Was he international?
He was Australian.
Oh, wow. Oh, so it was just purely accent.
Well, like he went out to get a drink and then he came back in and I was like, you couldn't wait? Maybe I was a bit cunty, you know, maybe there was like 10% too much cuntiness on it. Yeah. And that's all it takes to make a crowd go, oh, you're not happy, you know what I mean? They can sense it straight away. Mm-hmm. And then he was like, I needed a drink. And I said, where are you from? And he goes, Australia. And I goes, oh, you're an alcoholic. And like no one laughed, he didn't laugh. And I was just like, usually that would get a little titter. Like, it's not the greatest joke in the world, but it's just, it's dumb, you know, it's in the moment.
Especially in that room, which is like Saturday night, we're all having a laugh.
So I was shocked, and that's what happened. I was shocked that didn't get anything, and then I was a bit like, oh no, am I starting to bomb now? You know when that starts to happen, and then you're like in your head, and you're doing your jokes, but in your head you're going, I'm bombing. Oh fuck, why am I bombing? It's because of that fucking guy, isn't it? And meanwhile, you're literally there with 60 people looking at you, and you're not connected to them anymore. And then eventually, you just have to plow through.
I don't know if I ever come back from the self bombing alert. So the Metal Gear Solid asterisks. I'm just like, I'm bombing. I don't think I'll bring them back because they already have seen the fear or they smell the fear off me.
I used to not be able to get them back. I find that if I just keep plugging ahead. Mm-hmm. I can kind of get them back. Usually by the last joke, I think I just do it with a little bit of like gusto and desperation. Mm-hmm. It kind of just lands the plane, but it's a very shaky landing. You know what I mean?
It's usually always an audience member or something that's gone wrong that throws me off, and I'm like, it's not. It wasn't. It wasn't my fault. It probably was.
It's how you react to it. I think that's why I lost it too. Because like I said, it was 10% too aggressive. I think just a little bit too much.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I feel like I'm never aggressive enough. Usually, I'm kind of just like I'm just going to leave that there. Last time I properly bombed I was at the stand and this guy started just shouting shit at the back of the room. I was the second act on, or maybe the. Yeah, and I was like, he kept just shouting and ruining bits, and I was like, is this guy maybe got an intellectual disability? And then I was like, what's going on? Are you okay?
It's just one of your mates at the end.
And he's just like, just having a drink, just having a good time. And I was like, all right, so you're just ruining the show, and you're just being a cunt.
But these guys don't know that they're wrecking the show. Like,
and then
the worst part.
Half the time I think they're contributing. Just fucked up.
The audience started turning on him. Good. Like there's people from the front just being like, oh, why? There's this woman who was just like, why don't you just go home? And then I started just going like, I'm really sorry everybody, I'm completely fucked here, I'm going to just admit it, I have no idea how I can really continue with this guy here. And they all started cheering and I managed to just come back and just do the set, and it was very like, fuck, that was awful, but I've done it now. And then everybody in the green room was like, what the fuck happened? Why were they cheering so loudly? And I was like, did you do? They all thought I had just smashed it. They all thought I had the best set ever.
You could have just wrote that and just said like,
I just lied to them.
I think I lied to them for like 20 minutes, and then like one of the texts came back and was like, that guy at the back that was heckling you, he just left a mental hospital.
Right.
And the first thing he did was come to a comedy club.
Great.
And so that was his deal.
Yeah.
And I guess he was just drinking in the back.
Yeah.
But
I don't like that. The worst I had was it was David Sonos' Best of Canada show, which Pete does all the time.
How did you get on that?
Yeah, because Canada has a low bar. But it was David Sonos' Best of Canada show, and I think I was hosting this one.
Nice.
And have you ever had like an audience member where you're like immediately calculating, where you're like, I need to play this very carefully?
Yeah.
Because it was like a karaoke room. It wasn't too big, but immediately at the start of the show, I just keep hearing this guy like muttering in the side, but he's not saying sentences. He's just saying words, and I'm immediately like, oh, this guy has Tourette's.
Right. Fun.
Yes, and I just turned to him and I go, oh, where are you from? And he goes, fucking America. And I was like, okay, well, that's fine. I agree with that. But then I had to be like, do you have Tourette's? He's like, yeah. And he just twitches, and he just kept saying cunt over and over and over again. Yeah. And I was just like, well, you have fun. Yeah. And then I just told all the acts, I'm like, this guy who has Tourette's, play with it. And then he was genuinely a nice person, but he accidentally interrupted so many like punchlines, but no one could do anything because he like not his fault.
Yeah, that was the thing I didn't want to happen, for me to be like, why are you being such a cunt? Like, somebody be like, I can't help it. Because they're just in the darkness. If I could see them, I would have maybe been like immediately kind of on it. But I didn't want that to happen. That's a very good example of you trying to just be like, let's just set a bar, just continue with it.
I did something at work, because I'm a tour guide, and I did something the other day where I just had to do so much fixing of it after. So it was piss and rain. It's torrential downpour. It's a late night tour, and there's this Canadian family, and they're not too far away, and we're about to move to like the next stop on the tour, and it's this older guy. He's about like 65, and he's standing there with his hand over top of this kid's head, but the kid has a hood on, and I'm like, are you trying to block the rain with your hand? And he goes, no, this girl's umbrella is going to hit his head, so I'm just putting my hand there to protect it. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. But then I look down, and this kid has Down syndrome.
Oh.
And immediately I was like, oh no. I don't know if it came across like I made fun of his son. Like, why are you fucking taking care of this guy? I then for the rest of the tour, like in between every single stop, I was just walking up to them being like, so Waterloo, huh? Fucking man, their hockey team is all right. They're none too, and it was so fucking awkward. But then the kid had fun.
Yeah,
obviously.
But was it only awkward from your perspective? Do you think?
Maybe. I don't know, because the guy was a bit older.
This thing where you're like, I've said something. Are they thinking about the thing I said? And then you just don't stop thinking about that. You're probably fine.
Oh yeah, it was probably
in retrospect.
But still, it's a little bit of a fear.
I think it's every day for me when I'm. when I'm just saying things and then overthinking it and just being like, have I offended that person?
Oh yeah.
And then I ask them and they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, cool.
Yeah, it's too much. I mean, speaking of ridiculous shows, John, you were one of the friends we touched tips with this year.
Sure did.
Do you remember?
How did you come up with the name for that show? Is it about?
Is it about touching penises?
That's what I thought.
No, there's no penises in any of these, except for the stickers where there's a lot of penises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that they look like cocks, but I can't be sure.
Yeah.
The fact that they're blocked out and look exactly like what penises would look like is a good bit of a giveaway.
Yeah.
Plus touching tips. It's there's a few clues.
Mm-hmm. I wanted it to be suggestive, and then I didn't think it was going to be this big as a sticker. Right. It was meant to be a third. Right. Of the size.
Yeah, like fucking that big. Easiest bucket speech in history, though. Like at the end of every show, we were just like, well, if you give us money, we'll give you a sticker. But guess what? Pete made these stickers way too big, and then just pull one out from my jacket.
Oh, clever. You could actually do that every year as a gimmick.
Which we are. If anyone is listening to this, it's a gimmick.
Can I steal this? A little bit of prop comedy.
Can I steal this gimmick? I might steal this gimmick. I can't steal it.
Yeah.
Just spend
but I'll make mine like 4 times bigger, so it's
full size.
Yeah, you're just handing out posters.
I mean, that was the idea, I think, initially, and I was like, oh, it's going to be too expensive to make like A3 posters that you could just fly post.
Yes.
With like a sticky back, and so I was like, I'll just get smaller stickers, and then I got something that was kind of in between, which I regretted immensely.
And how many of these stickers did you get?
Fucking 1,000.
1,000. I think we gave about 200 to our friend Max to
There's about another 20 on the wall here.
And I think we just gave them to people, and most of them just
put them around Edinburgh randomly, even now.
There's still a few that are up.
No way.
Yeah. I was walking home from work the other day, and I was just like, I stopped and I pointed. I was like, I didn't know anyone, but I was just like, guys, and I was just pointing to dicks on this.
Are these like, where did you put them in the most random places, did you?
They were mostly just all around the Royal Mile.
Yeah.
Do you think that actually works? Because I never do any guerrilla marketing, if that's what that's called.
So we had, like, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 times over the course of the run, someone was like, oh, we came because we saw the sticker. And
I think,
okay, if it worked 4 or 5 times, it probably worked about 10. That being said, that isn't enough for it to be worth it.
Sure, yeah. We had people, we maybe tried to hand them a sticker, and they were like, oh, we came because of the sticker. And
but there's another way to look at that too, though. because I heard someone saying like sometimes you have to see something 3 or 4 times before you go. So even if they haven't seen it, they might have subconsciously registered a couple of times, and then maybe you flyer them, and they're a bit more. And there might be something to that, you know. The more you see something.
Oh yeah.
I did enjoy Touching Tips. It was a good show.
Yeah, it was fun. Who were you on with? Do you remember?
You guys.
It was just it was us. It was us. But was there a second guest, or was it just you?
There was a second guest. I can't remember exactly who it was.
I'm gonna take a look back through.
I don't remember that night very well. I think
you were there. You were the last actor. You smashed it. I remember you smashed it that night.
I think I maybe was
drunk.
Well, I don't know if we went out afterwards. I was maybe a bit tired or something.
I felt bad because I had a morning show, and I wanted to come down and hang out with you guys, like, and have a few pints, but I always had to be up at like 9 a.m.
Sure,
and so I only ended up coming down that night because every night I came down or stayed out late, because usually Mick, I was running to Mick. I didn't actually see you guys this festival.
You didn't see as much. Also, you were on with fellow Irishman Rob McIntilla. I remember because it's the only one where the poster is green. Nice. So it was like 2 Irish guys, posters green. Sorry. But we didn't see it as much this year because you had an early time slot for your solo.
3 shows. I had the morning show at 11, and then I had a 1:30 show, and then my solo at 8:20. So like by 10 o'clock I was bollocks, and I wanted to go to bed, and I went drinking a few nights. It caught up with me though, but I was sick for 3 weeks after the festival.
Oh, really?
Everything's in threes, if you haven't noticed. It's purposeful.
The rule of 3. I was really tired. This is probably the most tired Fringe I had. I was drinking every day, but not to
I was drinking a lot. I had pints every day, but I wasn't.
Every day.
I was like, I had 2 or 3 pints every day just for the nerves.
Yeah.
But I wasn't not like 2024. We drank a lot that Fringe.
We drank so much.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't remember any of that.
That was the best Fringe ever.
You said you had a concussion,
I had a
right?
concussion.
I got a concussion. I was on the bus. This is 2024 now.
Yeah.
The glorious days.
Yes. The year of the head trauma.
I was getting the bus, and I was falling asleep. You know how I fall asleep in the craziest of places.
Yeah.
So I was on the bus, and I just fell asleep, like sitting up in the bus, and the bus took a turn, and I fell off the seat, and I smacked my head, and I proper like gushed. And then the landlady I was staying with, she's a nurse, and I was getting in at like 7 a.m. It was one of those nights. And I just came in with like blood all over my face, and she gave me like paracetamol, and she told me not to sleep for a while.
Oh God. I mean, that's the thing. You're not supposed to sleep after your concussion.
I think I fell asleep instantly.
Oh yeah. I was walking home. I think we had been out drinking. It was like the 2nd or 3rd day of Fringe.
Yeah.
And I was walking up the stairs to my old flat, and the old flat. It was you've been on those stairs. They were borderline vertical. They were so steep. And I was drunk, and on like the bottom step, I stepped onto the first step, went to get onto the second one, and my foot just missed it.
Oh shit.
And then I just went forward and just smacked my head against the stairs, and then for like the next week I just had like a circle in the middle of my head. It was, and then from there I really don't remember the majority of the Fringe.
You think it was because of that?
Oh, 100%. Because
there's some old town tenements that have some pretty risky stairs.
Yeah.
Those are the worst ones I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
They're so steep.
Yeah, and they spin in, so one side is like this thick.
Sound.
Yeah,
you
so
have
it was
not a lot of
disaster.
place to put any of your foot is hanging off it pretty much the whole time.
Oh yeah.
You were on the 2nd floor?
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't suffer permanent brain damage.
Oh yeah, but
that's temporary.
Yeah, well that's a weird thing about that Fringe, because I did get some decent reviews, and like thinking back, there's like blips that I remember, but like maybe, I need that show to be good enough that I didn't get deported, and it was good enough that I don't get deported, but I don't remember. I didn't learn anything.
That should be the name of a show. Yeah. Good enough to not get deported.
That could be something.
That's a good name for it, and it fits the Cobin Millage ridiculously long.
Oh, I've got some bangers in the tank.
In fact, it's not long enough. We can maybe let that one out a tiny bit, but
oh yeah. Well, do you want to hear what the upcoming show title is?
I?
The Glasgow Comedy Festival's getting announced soon. So also Ross Leslie told me that you were the final person to register.
Yeah. Why was he he was very concerned about that. I was like, I'm a very late. I'll get done when it gets done.
Oh yeah. He needs you in the brochure. That was
but like I was like, it had to admit. See, I do everything last minute. It's a terrible way to live my life. Mm-hmm. I can't be otherwise. So he's just like, he texted me 2 weeks earlier, make sure you get it registered. I was like, yeah, that's fine. Then he's like, try and get it done like early. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Sure. There's a deadline for a reason.
Yeah. He just likes getting it done.
And then like on the Friday, I started the registration because I know that on the Ventatron you have to get the venue to say yes, and it usually takes about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And I had the bus trip from Glasgow to here, and I was like, that's an hour. I'll come up with some shite. I have the picture, and then he messages me again. And I was like, oh shit, I probably really ruined this guy's week by not getting this done sorted.
I think I did the same thing last year. I think I was getting emails from him and his mate just as I was like doing it. And they're like, we need it. We're not confirmed yet on the venue.
But I've already paid the fucking. It's not like if it was a free room, I'd understand. But I've already paid like £50 for the room. Why would I pay that and then not register it?
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, he said he got it done, but he's like, John O'Keefe was the last one. And I was like,
someone has to be the last one, though.
Oh yeah,
like statistically, I just.
Yeah, well, it was also because I tried to get you on a gig on Thursday, so then Ross was like, I know this guy, and then I gigged with him Friday, and we know each other, and he was just like, John O'Keefe, and I was like, I guess that's what we're talking about right now. But yeah,
I wanted a gig on Thursday. The thing was, not that it's super interesting or anything, but I was exhausted, and then. I was supposed to stay at Mick's place, our friend Mick in Glasgow, and Mick had forgotten that I was coming. Yeah. So I texted him like on Monday. Now I know Mick really well. I should know better than this. Yeah. Because I had to do my taxes on Wednesday in Ireland on the 19th. That's the deadline day for taxes.
So you did deadline as well, yeah. Last second.
I fucking spent the entire day doing my taxes. The deadline's at midnight. I get it in at like 10:30, and I feel like an hour and a half to spare. Pretty fucking good. John's coming up in the world, you know.
Do you look back on that and you're like, could have squeezed a pint in there?
If I was exactly if I was drinking. Yeah. So I forgot to text Mick. Now normally, knowing Mick, I would have texted him to say like, hey, don't forget I'm coming in the morning. But because I was so consumed with my taxes, and then I was exhausted, and my flight was at 4:30 in the morning, which is ridiculous. Who the fuck flies at 4:30 in the morning? That's too moronic. Yeah. And then I get to Glasgow at like 6, and then I text Mick at 7 to say on the way to Glasgow, and then Mick texts me at 8 and goes, oh mate, I'm in Edinburgh. And he goes, you'll have to come to where I work. So he works in Motherwell. So I had to get a bus to Motherwell to get the keys off him. And then he's like, you're staying at my parents' house. And I'm like, because his parents are away. So eventually I get back at what I was on the train back from Motherwell to Glasgow. But Motherwell's very close, by the way. It just sounds like it's far. It's like 25 minutes away. But I got the train from Motherwell to Glasgow, and a girl who couldn't have been older than 21 or 22, she just goes to me, are you all right? And I said, why? And she goes, you just seem very stressed. And I was obviously just giving off such a... I hadn't slept.
Were you on the train and she said
I was on the train, and this is like a child. This is like a person who might have been a teenager. She was she 21 maximum, and she was giving me counsel from my and I was like, thank you for that. I needed to be corrected.
Like she just hit you with this might not be my place, but
she didn't even say that. She was, this is my place because someone has to be an adult on this train. Yeah, and it's clearly not going to be you.
Well, I mean, if you're in Motherwell, she's probably a parent as well already.
Well, I mean, she was a nice person, but I just realized I was having a very stressful morning. So then I slept all day. So then when I actually saw your text message, it was about 7 p.m. And I would have loved to come to Edinburgh and gigged, but I was just like, I am not in a good headspace, and I've got to do Ross Leslie's application tomorrow, and that's all of my focus right now. You know?
Oh yeah. Well, you could have come through and just crashed the day.
I could have, and I like I said, if I'd realised Mick was gonna stand me up on Thursday morning. And then, of course, Mick was like, you should have reminded me. I was like, I asked you on Monday. I said I'm going to be there at 8 p.m. And you goes, if you could make it to the house by 9, I'll give you the keys. So it had been arranged.
Yeah.
So it was that week. Okay, I think that's fine. Because I saw Mick on Wednesday and he didn't mention.
Of course,
that you were
he forgot. I completely forgot. And I know Mick. I should have known that this was going to happen.
Mick hasn't been a boxer in years and he's punched.
The amount of times... I love Mick so much. Mick is the only person in the world, I think, who for some reason can't annoy me. Like, I don't know what it is. He could do anything. He could set your house on fire and you'd just be like, it's Mick. Yeah. Oh, he doesn't mean harm. I think it's because he's such a good guy. He's such a fundamentally good person that, like... you can't be annoyed at him at anything. You know what I mean?
How much you pay you to say that?
He didn't pay me anything. I'm secretly in love with Mick, if that's not immediately obvious.
We're endorsing him for president.
Well, first of all, I'm slandering him for like completely fucking forgetting that I was coming.
Yeah, you're like, fuck him, but I got to spend some quality time with him and see where he works.
I was pissy now on Thursday morning. I was a little bitch. I think when I got out there, I was like, it's great. I always wanted to see Motherwell, Mick.
I don't think I've ever been.
What is it with Scottish towns? Scotland is probably the most beautiful country in the world. I mean, it's top fucking 2 or 3. It's extraordinary. But all the towns are fucking depressing as fuck.
Oh,
every town,
so
like the contrast is. It's even worse than Ireland. Ireland isn't nearly as beautiful as Scotland, scenic wise, but the towns don't seem to be quite as depressing on average, I would say.
It depends where you go. Like,
don't take this personally. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Well, you're from
I keep forgetting I'm the only Scottish person here.
Yeah, it depends on some of the towns. Like I
suppose I haven't been to every town. It's just I've been the ones I've happened upon. I've been a bit like, oh, this is very train spotty.
Oh yeah. What's also, you can tell how the place is going to be just by like the name, like Motherwell. Aggressive. The worst place I've been in Scotland is a town called Markinch.
Right.
Which sounds tough as nails, because I was on a place to, where was it? It was Lower Largo, which is a little beachside artsy town, where I got the worst, weirdest like heckle of my life.
Nice.
But we'll get there. But like, it's a beautiful town. But in order to get the train there,
I love if we just guessed the heckle.
Yeah.
Tom Cotton.
Stupid. Well,
stupid fact.
Yeah. So, but anyways, so I have to get to Lower Largo, and I'm taking the train. I have to take the train to Markinch, then catch a bus down to another town, then a bus to Lower Largo. It's a fucking faff and a half. I show up in Markinch, the bus never turns up.
Yeah.
And this place is a fucking nightmare, and I don't know what I'm doing. Then my friend Chelsea Young, she texts me and she's like, "Oh, I saw you're on this gig. Like, let me know how it is." And I'm like, "I don't think I'm gonna get there because I got to pay it would have been like £150 cab to get to this gig." And I was like, "I don't think I can spend that. I may as well just take a train back." And she's like, "Oh, well, I'm in Dundee. I'll just drive down and get you." And I was like, "Oh, thank God." She's like, "Well, just go into a pub." And I'm there, and I look it up, and there's like 3 pubs in the entire town, and 2 of them are right here. There's a pub, and then there's the pub that's in the bottom of a hotel.
Nice.
And I'm like, well, I'm going to go into the proper pub first. And it was the Old West sort of thing, where you open a door, and everyone stops talking and looks at you.
Oh, yeah.
And I just walked in, and I literally stopped, and my hand never left the door. I just walked in there, I just stopped, and just went. And for some reason, I just hit him with a thumbs up, and I was like, "There you go." And I walked back up.
You couldn't look less like one of the locals, I imagine. Were you wearing your scarfy thing? Or is that?
No,
it looks like a scarf, but it's
you're wearing a cravat.
Yeah, I was wearing Hawaiian shirts at the time, so
you were not wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
I was. It was the only time that town had ever seen color, you know. But then what I did was I ran across the street into the hotel, and they just like let me in. I was like, class. But the weird thing was there was a sign that said tenants $3.50, and I was like, great.
Yeah,
cheap pint as well. And I was like, I will have a tenants, and they're like, of course. They pour me the tenants, they put it down, and she slides the card reader over to me, and it says £8. And I was like, but that says $3.50, and she goes, and?
Oh.
And I was like, you know what? I want to leave this town alive. Fine. And I paid it, and then I swear to God, she took it back and just went, just the smallest laugh as she pulled it back.
What
and I was
the
like,
fuck?
Yeah, and I was like, fuck this town. But then Chelsea rescues me, and I get over to the gig, and it was a really nice gig. It's since stopped, but it was fucking phenomenal. It was one of my favorites. But I was doing my set. And it wasn't going great, but it's a very, very artsy town. And
it doesn't sound like it.
No, that's Markinch. I'm in Lower Largo.
Sorry.
Lower Largo. Lower Largo is.
Place.
You know what? I was still thinking about that £8
but
thing.
A lot of Fife is a little rough.
Oh yeah.
And then there is places in the East Nook, which is it doesn't really have any train or transport route there. Yeah. So it's like kind of a hidden jewel.
Oh, so this is a nearby town.
Coastal
town. So but I just went to Markinch, which was the worst, and I went to Lower Largo, which was like proper wanky.
Right. Okay.
But like I really like it, and I really love the gig. But during that gig, someone heckled something to me. I can't remember what it was. And my response was, shut up. I'm not going to get lectured by someone from a town where their economy is based off of driftwood crafts. And that got a massive laugh.
That's a good line.
But then a woman just like raised her hand. And I was like, yeah, I guess I'm taking questions. What's up? And she just goes, oh, she's a millionaire off of making driftwood crafts. And I was like, all right, I'll go fuck myself. And then after the show, they came up and they're like, oh, we just wanted to like prove that it was real. And I was like, no, I believe you.
Yeah.
I don't like, I trust you. I don't care enough to actually ask. And then she's like, no, look. And she just like, bank account. And it starts with, and it starts with a 2. And I was like, class. And she's like, do you want to see the website that I sell them on?
People actually keep millions in the bank, don't they invest in stuff?
I guess so. I don't know. But she had that. And she was just like, I'm a millionaire. And I was like, okay, cool. And then she's like, do you want to see the website? And I was like, sure. And she just like scrolls, and then it's just an Etsy. She just shows me an Etsy, and I take it, and I'm scrolling through, and it literally is just driftwood with beads on it. And I was like, I think I'm in the wrong industry.
What was your tone through all this? Was she trying to prove something, like a chip on her shoulder? Or?
So I made the story a little bit briefer than it actually was. She showed me because her friend kept being like, she'll prove it to you. She'll prove it to you. Like it's like when you're out somewhere and your friend, and like someone you know is just like, oh, they're a comedian. They're that. It's like, but she was just, I think she just wanted to be like, the thing you said that you thought was clever, it isn't clever because we're successful. It's like, I don't give a fuck.
What an awful there's an awful lot of characters that I really don't like in this story. The woman who oversold you the pint at a factor of 2.5.
Yep.
And roughly speaking, and then the driftwood cunts.
Yeah.
Can we call them that?
Yeah. Yeah, it was, but other than that, it was a genuinely lovely gig.
Cunts, the two of them.
Yeah, and like literally, I don't, who's buying that? Who is that for?
Etsy, good marketplace.
I haven't said that. I feel like I might start getting into driftwood. But it sounds like First of all, I don't even know what driftwood is, but I'm gonna, as soon as I figure it out, I'm gonna find a way to monetize this shit.
Hold on, you don't know what driftwood is?
I mean, is it just wood that drifts?
Yeah, that's it. It's in the name.
It's floaty. Yeah. Floaty.
So it's free wood, basically.
Wood.
Well, all wood is free. You can just have it. You can have it if you want. But yeah, driftwood.
I'm not sure that that's true.
Why wouldn't it be? I mean, if you're buying like lumber, but if you're taking it from the tree's not going to charge you.
Well, someone at some stage has charged for their wood.
That's a very libertarian approach to lumber.
Yeah, I guess.
It's the earth. It's ours.
All wood is free.
But driftwood is just the stuff like, you know, when you're on the beach and you just see the log that's washed up.
All cows are edible. I suppose that's true though.
Yeah, that's actually 100% true as well.
That's actually a fact, sure.
Yeah, fucking take that.
All wood is free. All meat is free.
Yeah. Everything should be free. This is a socialist podcast.
All women are available.
Not all of them. Not all of them.
No. They're all available.
Some of them are dead.
So John,
speaking of dead people.
Speaking of dead people, I'll ask you a few preliminary questions. Are you afraid of death?
Of course.
You do think about it often?
Only when I'm suicidal.
Okay.
How often does this take place? We're just taking notes over here, like
every second. Bi-monthly, I would say.
Okay, I thought you were gonna be like every second.
No.
Every day.
No. But like it's just suicidal ideation. You know, it's like it's the idea. You know, it's like not doing a deadline or not hitting a deadline. Mm-hmm. You're like, what if I just killed myself? It's kind of like the Louis C.K. joke. I hate that he ruins it for everyone because he just nails it, and then you're like, but that's it. It's like I just don't want to do it, so why don't I just kill myself? Just that like, and then it's like because then that's more scary.
Yeah.
So you're kind of fucked.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you're not scared to death. What would
I'm concerned about it, but I wouldn't say I'm scared of it.
I think I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm a piece. I think since I turned maybe only a couple of years ago, like 32 or 33, I started having this overwhelming sense of dread that I was like, I might die anytime soon. And I think in your 20s you feel a bit invincible. You're like, I'll do as many drugs as I can. I'll get beat up by the world. Like my body's not a temple or whatever. And then when I turned my 30s, I'm like, I'm actually probably in the position where I need to start taking care of myself.
It's a good time to start taking care of yourself. I think.
A little bit, but I don't think death has been a thing in my life. But I think the dread of like
we're all afraid of death, aren't we?
Yes,
like, fundamentally.
I've gone through. I think in my 20s I was like, "Fuck the world! I could die any minute. I don't fucking care." And I'm like,
but the last minute before you die, you would have been very scared.
And also, you have that thing where you're like, when you're younger, you're like, I could die at any minute, and you get a bit older, and you go, well, I don't have to.
Yeah.
That's when you get better. But like, John, what would the worst way to die be in your mind? And you're not allowed to choose something basic like fire or drowning or at the hands of a loved one or something like that.
The worst way to die.
The worst way to die.
Probably. I was gonna say probably getting fucked by your father, but like.
Fucking hell. Also, you are from Ireland and you are a Catholic, so when you say father, can you clarify on what that means?
My biological dad.
Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Why would he do that?
Exactly.
Yeah, because you're there to have fun. Right? That's what
I wasn't trying to get fucking fucked to death in that moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Pretty bad way to go.
Just saying, just the first thing that came to mind. That would be
You think it's like troublesome that was your immediate reaction? Is you're like, what if my dad was
just
worse?
Thinking, what would be a really shitty way to go? Because you'd be looking for your father, and then you'd be like, no, he's the one who's actually fucking me to death.
Yeah. Also, I like how I said you don't get to choose something like fire or drowning or at the hands of a loved one, and you went, well, I'll choose a different body part.
No, sorry, I didn't process the hands of the loved one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, you said you couldn't pick drowning?
Yeah, don't pick drowning. Yeah, because if people are just like, oh, worst way to die.
Let's think
what would you say?
Slowly.
Let's think a serious answer. What would be
better answer. What would be the best way?
Yeah, what's the best way to die?
Yeah, let's keep it positive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've talked about this, but not like I'm famous. But the best way to die, I've come up with a great suicide plan.
Nice.
Again,
have you written it down?
I don't want to kill myself, but I've been terrified of like not doing it properly and then ending up like
that's the fear
skeevy.
Of suicide. I think is like you just
like
do you maim yourself?
Yeah, and then you're just like my left footing it for the rest of your life. It doesn't make sense because that was a different thing. But you'd be a burden.
Absolutely, yeah.
And you'd be a burden to yourself, and your mind would. So no, I have the perfect one because I think hanging yourself is a pretty good way to go. But even then, I could fuck that up. I'm pretty incompetent.
Yeah.
So I've come up with a system, right?
All right. Yeah.
So you come.
You sat up. You're like, all right, I got to make sure I explain this right.
So let's say you're in a chair, much like this one, right?
Yeah.
And then you get a noose, and you want it to be. It'll kill you if you fall off the chair. Mm-hmm. But then you take like a bunch of sleeping tablets. So the sleeping tablets are probably going to kill you anyway, but if they don't get you when you actually go, that you'll probably break your neck.
Right.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to double my, and if I somehow survive that, I'm like I'm supposed to live, and I'm really not in good shape now.
The odds are in your favor.
Okay. It's not the best way to go, but it's a way to go, and hopefully the sleeping tablets will knock you out so you don't feel the strangling.
It's a calculated way to go.
Yeah.
I think I saw like a little while ago there was obviously on the internet there's tons of like pro-suicide like websites and stuff that are not very well like documented.
I'm not pro-suicide, by the way. I'm just pro-creativity.
Yeah.
I think I used to.
You wrote that down, then you just put it up on your fridge. You're like, that's my best work.
I'm advocating for people to kill themselves.
Since the internet has become a thing, there's been depressed people on the internet who are like, I want to fucking make sure I do a good job of this.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing there was like
the last act on Earth. You want it to be like tied up with a nice little button. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There was this is a way to die, but we're talking about suicide specifically. I remember there was maybe it was a Reddit or a forum where there was this guy being like, what do you think is the most economical way to do it and be sure? And I think one of them was like, find a river that's quite like shallow deep, and you also have a revolver.
Okay. I like where this guy's head's
shoot yourself in the head, but if you end up like, I think you can miss and just like, if you go through your temple,
right,
you burn out your retinas and you don't actually die. But if you're waist deep in a river, you'll be so fucked up that you just fall in that and then you'll drown.
That sounds like a more bad way to go to my mind.
It sounds more your one was actually more
thank you.
It's more home values. I like you're like, oh, it's just in the house. I mean, the sleeping pills and the noose and the chair.
Another thing as well, I thought you can do as well, right? You can do, I've really put a lot of thought into it. You can do future emails now, right? So what I would do is I would send an email a day or two later, so like, hey, Sorry. I killed myself. You're all fine. It wasn't about you. I was feeling sad, and I had a pain in my knee, and I couldn't get rid of it, and doctor said it was incurable. So I killed myself.
I mean, just a very like, hey, just checking in email. I would leave. Like
also, don't leave me too long because it'll get really bad. Yeah. If no one checks on me for like weeks, this is I'm dead.
Yeah.
Check on me, but know that I'm dead. So don't be shocked.
Yeah.
This is the shocking part. The body should be the less shocking part.
Mm-hmm. Sure, that's like a very light touch,
right?
Light touch. I think that's a very modern way to do it. Modern.
I love future emails. I'm a big fan of them.
What you call it?
So useful.
It's a very no worries if not type of suicide. That's how I feel about it. Okay,
when I was working at my last job, I had a boss who would periodically check. She had access to all the emails. She would just go in and check and make sure you were doing your work. But she never figured out how to check times on emails sent. Yeah. So then on Fridays, what I would do is every email that I sent, I would schedule it for 4:55.
That's great.
So then there is no time for the person to respond, and I didn't have to answer any emails on Friday. I just fucking sent them, and so I'd just schedule them, and then 100 emails would go out at the same time, and my boss would just check and be like, "He did a lot of work today."
Yeah.
Done. You just
so much of working is just looking like you've done stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really just looking like you have been present.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. My fucking tour guiding job, there's no history in any of it. I just point at stuff, tell some dumb jokes, and at the end the people
I think if I was in a tour with you, I wouldn't want you to tell me any history. I would just want your anecdotes.
Yeah.
Just...
you should come along on the one today. It was fun.
I didn't. Today was awful. I don't know how you went out into that.
Well, I had to go out. I had to go out in the morning when it was pissing rain.
Because it did seem like I had a weird sleep cycle because I have had a weird sleep cycle. But I was out at 7 or 8 this morning to get my Sainsbury's in.
Oh, so you were out before I was, and then you came back in.
I came back, and then I felt that I had my coffee and I had my bagel, and then I got sleepy. Yeah. And then I thought, Cobin's got to go out in this fucking rain.
Yeah, and I did. And I walked to work. I wasn't needed. Then I walked back, went back to sleep for an hour, got up, went back to work.
I heard you come back in and then get back out. And I was like,
yeah.
I thought about going into your bed, but I thought that might be crossing a boundary.
Yeah, you've been in it already.
I know, but just
snuggle. He's got big arms. Hold me.
Yeah.
Hold me closer, Tony Danza.
Tony Danza.
Oh, yeah.
Hold me closer.
Also, John.
Cobin.
In front of you right now.
Oh shit, the Ouija board.
Yeah, you have yourself a Ouija board.
I've been pretending, but I'm actually deeply superstitious. I remember
Are you superstitious?
No. Yeah. But I remember I used to be because children are idiots.
Yeah.
My fourth secondary school teacher, third year, whatever the fuck. No, it couldn't have been 4 years. That's transition year. She was actually second year and first year. She was actually all the years. She was one of those perennial teachers.
Yeah.
She was a maniac, and I remember she told us in a very sincere voice, "Don't be messing with that Ouija board now." And and at the time, I thought, "Oh shit, this woman's in touch with the spirits." And then about 3 years later, I was like, "That bitch is fucking mental." You know what I mean? Like, she had a lot of problems. I remember one time she screamed at me, "You're a waster, O'Keefe, and you'll never amount to anything." And I was like, that actually hurt a bit.
I had a teacher call me a waste of skin.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. His name was, I'm not going to say his name, but he had adult braces, and I was the waste of skin. And I was like, you fucking bastard.
Look at you now, Cobin.
Yeah, wild success.
I don't think I could ever take a teacher
you were overcharged seriously. By £4.50 for attendance.
Yep. You understand.
Can we go back to that story for a second?
Yeah.
Because I felt like that's why I missed the changing of the town, because I was like, how could you £8 for attendance is ridiculous. First of all,
and in a small rural town,
even in Edinburgh. That would be a preposterous price.
Oh, yeah. Like those are London prices. But I walked in there and like...
I don't even think you'd pay £8 for attendance anywhere. I don't think that's a thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think since I've been here, I think my accent has really softened. So, like, I sound Canadian, but I'm not that Canadian. Like, I talk to Canadians every day.
You sound like a Scottish person, it's true.
Yeah, exactly. But I talk to Canadians every day where they walk up and they're like, "Oh, hey, you're from Canada? Oh, God." And that's how I sounded when I first got out here.
You still sound so Canadian.
I know, but I used to sound like
you just said
proper
here.
Oh, fuck. But I used to sound like
we're gonna analyze All of his abouts and boots.
Yeah, but like I used to sound like hey buddy, like oh hey, like so I must have just walked in there and be like, oh how you doing? Can I get a pint of tenants? And she was just like, let's extort this man.
But like, but the fact that you could point to the thing that said 350. I've had times like that happen where I was in Southeast Asia, which is notorious for this kind of stuff, and I think there was a bus operator who had like they were selling me tickets. And they were charging me like, I don't know, standard rip-off fare, like 2, maybe 3 times the price it should have been. And I was pointing in their own brochure at the price, and they were just like... And I was like, well, I guess I don't have much ground here. Yeah. I thought the fact that you work for the company and it's printed in the booklet and it's on the website even.
Yeah.
And they were just like, yeah, that's what I want to charge you for. So what are you going to do?
What was I going to do? Which country was this?
This is in Vietnam.
Vietnam, okay.
Yeah.
Which was the scammiest of the countries, and I'm going to say it. I'm sorry that the war happened to them. I am, because I really am. But they were the scammiest. Now I was in Thailand, lovely. Laos, whatever, not bad. Don't
know much about
Cambodia,
Laos.
Great genocide.
Hey, Pol Pot.
Like
He's up there.
I mean. When I was in Cambodia, I was like, thank God for the genocide, because the killing fields, it was like harrowing. Do you know what I mean? Laos didn't have much harrow. Not on the same level.
You won't have a bit of harrow in your Asian countries.
I'm just saying it was genuinely moving. And I want that from my Southeast Asian experience. And then I got into Vietnam. And the scams in these 3 countries were mild, I would say. I got my things stolen in Laos, my own fault. I trusted. Cambodia, a little bit of scamming. Thailand, a little bit of scamming. Not too bad. Vietnam was off the fucking Richter scale. Like, I was just like, I can't breathe without these cunts scamming me here.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt. And everyone else had different experience. Everyone was like, Vietnam was the nicest. And I was like, they just hated my face.
Yeah. What did a scam look like?
Like, I literally couldn't remember one time. This is how bad it was. I went into a shop in the north of Vietnam, and I got a can of Coke, and it was so cheap. I remember thinking they must have charged me the actual price. I was an old man, and the wife started berating him, like just screaming at him in Vietnamese. And I know for a fact what she was saying was, "Why did you charge this guy that price? He would have paid 5 times the price."
Yeah. Oh, she was like,
no, the guy charged me like a ridiculously cheap amount. And I swear to God, she started screaming at him. And I was obviously like, I couldn't understand what they were saying, but I knew exactly what the conversation was.
Wow.
It was, you idiot, he would have paid 5. Why are you charging this idiot that much? He's a tourist. You charge him the tourist price. I mean, I just know that's what she was saying. Yeah. And he was just like, oh, just leave him alone. I was part of a domestic old person fight.
Oh, lovely.
I have no haggle. I was talking about this maybe when you went to Italy. Like, I have no haggle part of my brain, because I've never really haggled for anything.
Yeah.
And you hear about going to like Asia, like
there's no haggling. They just tell you what the price is.
But like, but in like Europe, like I guess there's like a lot of like at street markets and stuff. Even there you haggle for stuff on the street. And
I'm a decent haggler.
I've never had to or tried to do it, but I've always been ripped off in these situations.
Yeah. Well, see, I usually am a good haggler, and I prepare ahead of time. And I just found in Vietnam I couldn't get away with it. I have another example. I have another fucking 50 examples. Yeah. Remember one time I was getting petrol from I was driving one of these bike things, and I was looking at the machines, and I was already hyper paranoid at this stage because I kept getting fucking scammed in Vietnam. And I was watching it, and I was watching the thing, and it was like they used the Vietnamese dong, hilarious currency, and 20,000 dong I believe was $1. It's like, it's fucking retarded. So I was watching it, and they were putting in like dongs to the 20. So I think like the lad before me was put in 40 dong, and I was looking at it, and I was like, that looks like 40,000 dong, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that the price corresponds to the thing. And these were Vietnamese, I could tell by the skin. And they were browner than I was, and they were speaking a language that sounded Vietnamese. I could hear it. And then I got up there, and I put in 20,000. It was enough. And I was like, I'm gonna put in 20,000. I'm gonna give her 20,000, and we're gonna go on with our lives. And I put in 20,000. She goes 60,000, and I goes, excuse me, and she goes, I can't. I'm not going to do the voice.
There was a tinge where you're just like, you almost just instantaneously were just like,
can you just do your own voices in your head of what a Vietnamese person would sound like shouting 60,000 in the accent, right? She says 60,000, and I said it's 20,000, and she just went. And I kind of felt like I had no recourse because I could have driven off and committed a crime in Vietnam, which, I'm not going to roll the dice on that one.
Yeah,
sure.
And,
probably a good joke.
And I could have just given her 20 and driven off, which I think would have been fine. But my girl, I've left out a huge part of the story. I was traveling with a girlfriend at the time,
right,
who was anxious, and she never liked confrontation. I loved confrontation. So, but like she was always anxious behind me. So, like because I was trying to be considerate of her anxiety, I tried to put her anxiety before my cuntiness. Mm-hmm. So I was just like, she would just be like, forget about it. And I was like, but it's the principle, Tina. Which it was. But so I always...
How much was 60...
We're talking about $2.
Oh, so good.
You're so proud of this story, and we're like, what was it worth? And you're like, change, nothing.
It was the principle, goddammit.
That's what fucking matters. When I was in Rome, we had a tour guide, and this guide, he was like, oh yeah, you guys got to remember that you can haggle for prices. And we're like, really? And he's like, yeah. Not in Rome, in other places. And we're like, well, what other places? He's like, well, if you go up to like Pisa, you can't. And if you go to Milan, you definitely can't. But if you go south and you're in like Naples, you can haggle there. But you don't want to haggle in like some of these areas, blah, blah. And we're like, we're just not going to do it.
Yeah.
That's too many rules. I'm just not going to participate with that.
Sure.
But then in Naples, we got scammed twice. My brother got whatever their app is that it's like their Uber. And we get in a cab. The guy's very nice. We drive to wherever the fuck we're going, and as we get out, the guy's like, "Oh, sorry, the money didn't go through. It didn't go through." And my brother's like, "Okay, well, I'll cancel it on this end. We'll just give you cash." And the guy's like, "Yeah, sure." So we give him cash, and then he gets in the car and drives away. And the second he drives away, all he had to do was confirm drop off on his end. Money goes out. So we paid the guy twice. But then the other way we got scammed was the greatest. It was our final night in Naples, and my dad just finds this shit restaurant. And we walk in, and the guy, it's a husband and wife running it. They don't speak a word of English. And so we come in, and he speaks to us in Italian, and I just pull up the translator, and I'm like, give us food. We don't care. That was my mistake. That was my mistake. And he's just like, and I was like, just bring us food. So then the first thing he does is he brings over a full bottle of wine and just uncorks it on the table. And I was like, I fucked up this because I already told them I was going to pay for dinner. And now I've just opened the door to this ginormous Italian man who's just going to bring us food. And he was relentless. Like, he'd put down plates of just like antipasti and shit. And you're like, okay, well, this is good. Well, I guess this is what we're having. And then he just brings over pasta. And then halfway through, he just brings over like a second plate each. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be ruined. And also, I'm the only person in my family who drinks. So I was necking this bottle of wine the entire time, which was making me feel better about the whole thing, if I'm being completely honest. And I was just looking at the amount of food he was bringing, and I was like, oh God, this is a fucking nightmare. And then eventually I'm just sauced off of the wine. My family's like, we should go. And then we're about to leave, and the guy's like, no, dessert. And we're like, no more dessert. And he's like, okay. And then the same thing happened. His wife started yelling at him, and then he's just like, oh, we can do it. And then on our way out, I go to pay. I was like, God, this is gonna hurt. And then he rings it up, and you can see a little like smile go across his face. Like, he's like, these clowns are gonna get rinsed. And he was like, that would be 30 euros. And I was like, oh, this guy fucking sucks at this. Like, he could have he watched me drink an entire bottle of wine and then just walk up holding a card in front of my face. He could have charged 200, and I would have been like, sure, that sounds right, and I would have paid it. But he fucking didn't. And like, that was, I guess I really didn't get scammed. I think I scammed him. I think I won.
Was the food good?
Oh, it was amazing. It was that like the pasta especially was like Neapolitan sauce, which is just caramelized onions. It was it was amazing. It was so good. And then I've been doing this since I came back from Italy, doing that, and I feel very racist.
You traveled with your brother, didn't you?
Sorry?
With your brother.
Yeah, it was my brother and my mom and my dad.
Nice.
But my brother was the only person in like the Instagram stories because he can take a joke really well. So it was good stuff. Also, where were we? Ouija board.
Oh, sorry.
Yes. John O'Keefe If you could talk to anyone via Ouija board, who would it be?
It could be anyone.
It could be anyone. They don't have to be dead, but in this scenario, if you're talking to them, they are dead. So, like, I need you to bear the weight of this situation as well. If you were like, you know what,
I want to... Could I talk to my first girlfriend?
Yeah, but the moment you say that, she dies. She's just...
she is dead.
Is she dead?
Yeah.
Oh, then yeah, easier.
That's a joke, but it's also serious. No, my first girlfriend, I was 11.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And she was 11. I do a bit about it. In the bit, I don't mention that she's dead, but she's dead. She killed herself.
Fuck.
How?
I don't know. But we never found out. I just found out in my early 20s that she was no longer with us.
Okay.
She a girl you went to school with?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't actually want to speak to her. I don't know why I brought that up. That was a weird thing to say.
All right, don't worry. Don't worry. I'll talk. Just quick note to our editor. I'm the editor. I'll just cut this out. Yeah. No, so who would you like to speak with?
Kurt Cobain.
Kurt Cobain. Why?
Because he's cool.
Coolest guy of all time.
How old was Kurt? Was Kurt
27,
Cobain 27? Yeah, he was 27 club. Yeah. So you're... What does he know that you don't? Because you're what, 42, something like that?
41, you prick.
41.
I tried to
guess.
Fantastic for my age, which is you didn't mention even once.
See, I forgot how old you were, so then I was like, I'm pretty sure he's like in his early 30s. So I'm just gonna guess a number that's way higher, and then it was accurate. So I fucked up, but I scammed you. So I won this as well.
Yeah.
Anyways, so why would you? But like, Kurt Cobain died at 27.
Yes.
You're 41.
Unfortunately.
So that means
you into Nirvana.
Yeah.
When did you get into Nirvana?
When I was a teenager.
But was it around the time he died? Was he already dead?
He was already dead.
Because I was 13, 14, and I probably got into him about 10 years after he died. Yeah. But it felt like so many years before had elapsed. Sure. It felt like it was an eternity ago. Yeah. And it was probably only 10 years.
Yeah, I get you.
I always wanted to... When I was obsessed with Nirvana. Yeah. And I was always wanting to find out who killed him if he was murdered by his wife, Courtney Love.
Yeah. Let's find out.
But what I was gonna say is, if you're talking to him,
did Courtney Love kill you?
I mean, probably. But you're older than he is, so he would. You're the person giving advice in this situation.
Okay, so I need to pick someone who's older than me.
No. You can still pick Kurt Cobain, but like. You're just like, I'd like to talk to Kurt, and you're just
Why not?
Hello, Kurt, and he's just like, well, you're a wise old man.
I don't think I'm that wise.
Yeah, well, you're an old man. Man.
Yes, well, how does this work?
How does it work? So
I don't know.
You don't actually have to use it. We bought that for a sketch, and then we thought it'd be a fun little prop.
You've pointed... Yes, you just, I don't know, you point the letter, put it over the letters.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be two people, and you each hold on to it, and then it moves on its own.
It's a scam.
It is a scam.
Yeah.
It is a scam, but we just want to, but why would you want to talk to Kurt Cobain? You're just like, oh, he's cool?
It was the first thing that popped into my head. I do think it would be interesting to find out if Courtney Love killed him.
Oh, yeah.
It would also be interesting.
Why wouldn't you just kill Courtney Love?
I can do that?
Yeah, it's if you want to talk to them, you kill them. So ask Courtney Love and kill her.
That's not how Ouija boards work.
You gotta have a list of pros.
No, in this podcast, that's exactly how it works.
All right, okay.
Yeah, it's a special Ouija board that we had custom made.
New rule. New rule. Yes. Ouija board. Cobin decides all the Ouija board rules.
Yeah.
I feel like I picked a bad guess now. I feel like I dropped the ball.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Well, I could have gone for Einstein.
Einstein, but I don't even know what I would ask Einstein though. Are you
about relativity?
About relativity?
What is it? Explain it in a way that is better than the YouTube videos I've seen.
Is that the kind of YouTube videos you watch, or just
sometimes I'll be like, I should know more about everything.
Okay.
So let's just watch a video. You know, like a relative that they break it down, like Brian Cox breaks it down for you, like you're a child, and you're like, I still don't really get it, but it's fine.
I would ask my dad questions all the time about how things worked, and what is
he a physicist?
No, he was an engineer. So
your dad is a smart guy.
So he had quite a good.
Brain.
He had a quite good concept of like world, like engineering and like world physics and
it's
stuff,
shaped like
chemistry
a heart,
and stuff. Yeah, I wonder why.
It's called a flechette.
Is it really?
I think so. You keep talking. I'm gonna Google this.
But he would never, I think, talk down to me when he explain things, so I have no fucking idea what he was talking about most of the time.
Yeah.
I would need somebody like Brian Cox to be like, you're a little baby bird, and this is me telling you.
But I always forget everything, like, you know, like, so, like, even if I watched a great documentary explaining something, I've got maybe an hour of retaining that information at a high level that I could explain it back to somebody, if even that. And then like a week later, it's like, yeah, I thought I got it, and I felt like, but now I couldn't explain it to you now.
But if you watch the video about stand-up drama, I think you'd probably, I would probably retain the whole thing verbatim right now.
Yeah, it's funny how, yes.
It's called a planchette, sorry.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
I feel like I haven't done the Ouija board properly, guys.
I think as a podcast, we haven't done the Ouija board properly yet. You're the second guest where we've asked this, and they've just sort of been like, I don't know. I think, did Rob also choose Kurt Cobain?
He didn't. If he did, the Irish are very, very one-dimensional.
Yeah, that's why we put you on the same bill for touching tips.
Dublin is the Seattle of Ireland. That's often said.
Yeah,
is that true?
No, I don't know what I'm talking about.
See, naive Irish leprechaun over here. You can call me a leprechaun. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I don't think I ever have.
We need to bring back the bigotry against the Irish. I kind of miss it. Because it was very strong even like 15 years ago.
I think in
20 years ago, it was people were openly more bigoted towards the Irish. Now it's become a little bit more like, no, you can't say that anymore.
Yeah.
I don't think I grew up with many Irish people, but I grew up with
those things, right?
Didn't grow up with many Irish people, but I grew up with a lot of people.
This country used to
thought
be
they were
something.
Irish. Yeah.
You know what was really disappointing? I think I told you about this. I don't know if I told you this. So yesterday we were all out at a pub for a friend's.
You were where? Oot?
I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna take a bunch of sleeping pills, put a rope around my neck.
Hey,
I'm stealing your idea.
I feel seen.
Well, of course.
Honestly, if you kill yourself and that'd be hilarious. If you got sad and suicide, I don't want you to kill yourself, but let's say you had to. A parallel universe.
Yeah.
Coben has to die.
Yeah.
It'd be hilarious if you did it the way, and you found your future email to me, and you were just like, "Gotcha, sucker."
Future email to John, just being like, "Hey, I did it."
Yeah.
This is actually cheering me up, so I better go.
Yeah. I send you an email. I'm just like, "Thank you for the idea. This is your fault. Love Coben. Goodbye." Yeah.
That'd be such a great way to really hurt someone too. That if you were more sociopathic in nature, that future email thing could really destroy a person.
Well, have you?
Like 2 weeks later, they're still processing the debt, and you're like, "Hey,
yeah,
this is me just checking in. I killed myself."
Have you ever seen the Norm Macdonald bit?
Where he's a lot of his stuff.
Yeah, so Norm Macdonald has an amazing bit where he's just like, you know, it'd be a really fun practical joke. Just putting someone random in your suicide note.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, like the cops go down to your barber and they're like, hey, do you remember a Norm Macdonald? He's like, yeah, he comes in here a couple times a year for a haircut. Oh, yeah, well, he killed himself and says it's your fault.
Oh, God, I hope that, did I get that idea from Norm? You know, sometimes when because I've seen that bit before, you'd wonder if there was echoes of that in my own...
Oh,
I think
maybe.
It's a common thing. I think I had some friends who were having a little spat, and I think one of them drafted a suicide note that they were never going to do it, but it was like they were feeling very cathartic. But the entire thing was like, let the other person that I fell out with know that it was all their fault.
Oh, God.
And I think they saw it was like a friend of a friend saw it and like screenshotted it and sent it to this person, and it was kind of like the nail in the coffin, being like, we're not going to make up ever.
Oh, God.
But it's like
people are complex.
It's a good move. It's a good move.
Yeah.
Guilting somebody.
Poor old people, huh? It's not easy to be a person.
Also, on that note, we are well over an hour. I think this is a great place to wrap it up. So, first final question for you. John O'Keefe, would you like to come touch tips with us next year?
Would I?
Oh, there we go. All right, so John will be back. And John, do you have anything to plug before we take off?
I probably should. No, just my mental health. I've recently quit drinking, and for a while at least, and I've been exercising, eating better. And I think I was telling Pete this. I don't feel better at all.
Yeah.
Like, I feel more depressed. I feel like I have less of a personality, and I feel like a lot of my coping mechanisms were most of my strengths in the world.
Yep. Oh.
So don't get better. Don't even try.
Self-improvement's a scam.
It's a scam.
Yeah. And
being healthy is not good for you.
Yeah, it's a terrible time.
Doesn't bring you anything.
Yeah. Do you have a Glasgow show to promote? Because we didn't get to the titles of the shows.
Yeah.
But you have a new Glasgow show.
I do. I have a new show that I haven't even started writing yet. I booked it in. Our friend Leslie did not take it. Was not stressed at all about it. But I got it in on Friday the 27th.
Yeah.
I think it's the Gale and Grain.
Yep.
I think it's a 400-seater.
No, I think it's 5.
It's a good venue. It's good.
I'm excited. I got a Friday night. It's at 6:30, which is a reasonable time on a Friday.
Good,
and I have 4 months to not sell any tickets. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So if anyone is watching this and you want to come see a work in progress, I will be doing roughly an hour of new jokes, and I hope by March they will be a 5 out of 10.
I like it. Well, does the show have a title?
It's called Work in Progress, right?
Oh, that's a clever name. We love it. Well, thank you very much for coming along, John.
Thank you for having me, Cobin.
Yeah,
Pete, you're a gentleman.
Yes, of course. And if you want to see John another time, he'll be on our couch.
Yes,
sleep.
absolutely.
Or in my bed, one of the two.
Yes.
Or maybe he'll change it up and he'll sleep in Pete's bed tonight.
If Pete has a mansion in there, I'd be very blessed to be in Pete's room. I'll tell you that much.
Excellent. You can sleep with me anytime.
Yes. Thank you very much. That's been John O'Keefe. That's been Pete Carson. I've been Cobin Millage. Good night.